Oh. Ooh. Good morning, brethren. Oh, can you see me? Can you see me? Oh, how the fuck do you work this? Get me. Oh. Right, it's Boxing Day morning, and if you could all be just a little bit quiet, because I'm a bit delicate. Yes, several whiskies and lagers and wine and snowballs and Buck's Fizz. So I got my tongue round Cheryl Baker last night. Yes. Anyway, what I am doing is bikes are out the shed, heaters on because it's actually there's ice on top of the cars outside and it's not too warm. It's gone back to being fecking Baltic again, not as cold as it was the other week. But basically what I'm doing is having a bit of a tidy up in the shed because I want to move the bike lift. Jim, just undo the things and it operates smoothly. Right, something I will never do. So I'm just having a bit of a tidy up because I want to put the bike lift sort of here where Nibbler was, and then there's room over there for Nibbler, because I'm going to need the bike lift as we come into the new year. A couple of jobs I want to do on the little Suzuki, who I think I've decided to call Shrek because his number plate's OGR, Ogre. If you can think of a better name other than Chicken Chaser, Puffmobile, the Magic Stool or anything like that, and beep, 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 down below. So it's Boxing Day. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. I had a belt, absolute blinder. Went down to the Oxfordshire mansion just before Christmas. Had a lovely time there. So now I'm trying to get a bit motivated, and I'm not necessarily clearing the shed. I'm basically moving piles of shite from one side to the other. I shouldn't really say piles of shite because most of it is Pinky's parts, and that's one of the projects we're going to crack on with in the new year, because I don't think the Suzuki is going to take much to get through a mot. It's going to cost piss all to insure, piss all to tax, and the idea is I just want to get two wheels on the road, and obviously it's a lot cheaper to do the Suzuki than it is Nibbler. Well, it is and it isn't. Nibbler really only wants an MOT. Everything else should be done. It's always insured, and all that lot. So MOT and tax. So the Suzuki initially might just cost a little bit more because I've got to add it. I've got to do a few jobs on it. Basically, I'm waffling. Jim, you always waffle. They're used to it. Yeah, you are, aren't you? Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to move the lift out because I'll need to use it because there's a couple of jobs I need to do on the Suzuki. I need to free off the back brake, which is 9 times out of 10 it's the pivot, because the pivot doesn't get any lubrication or anything like that. And our access is a bit awkward if you're on the floor, but if I go on the lift I can get to it easy. I've also got a suspected slow puncture on the front wheel. Last owner put a brand new tyre on it, so I'm not sure whether it's probably just it's a spoked wheel, but it doesn't take an inner tube as far as I know. So whether the rim tape is just gone off and it needs resealing, or the tyre needs demounting, the wheel needs resealing. It could do with a bit of Duraglit on it to get rid of the rust and stuff like that. And there's a couple of little jobs. I've got to fit rear turn signals to the scooter. I've managed to get some used ones. I've got a pair for the price of less than one from Suzuki. They're not overly expensive, but I think I only paid about 15 quid for the pair. I've done an oil change. I've rebuilt the front caliper. Well, I say rebuilt. I've stripped it, cleaned it, drilled the old pin out. But the bonus is I've now got One of the pins was great condition, but I've put my 2 new pins in that I've got, and I can use that other pin to fix Cat's caliper on the rear caliper on Pinky, because on the pin there it had worn a little flat, so obviously that prevents the pads from sliding, and it can potentially cause the brakes to stick. So that will fix that, so that's a free fix, which is brilliant. And yeah, going on through the year, we're going to start to rebuild Pinky. Most of it just wants cleaning up, but ideally we want to get some new paint on the frame, arrest the rust that's on it. I've had part of the engine sandblasted and stuff like that, and it's got rid of, I'd say, 99% of the corrosion on the engine, which was my major worry. There's a little pipe that's got to be welded on the front cradle. That's a non-issue. You know, even if my uncle can't do it, Cat's dad can do it, so somebody will be able to do it, and it will cost a lot. So I'm just tempted to, because we haven't really got a budget for this, but Cat would like it on the road for the spring, just to see if she can tolerate a bike again, because obviously she had spinal surgery earlier. Well, not earlier, you know, not like yesterday, but and it can take a couple of years before you can tolerate something like a helmet on your head and all this lot. So I think the option is I'm just going to wire brush the engine, loads of degrease off, wire brush it, get all the paint off it, and then get a really nice silver enamel. Try and match the colour as close as we can, which I think is Honda Cloud Silver, I'm not sure, and we'll go from there. So that's the plan today. That's nearly 7 minutes of utter shite waffle. Yes, more to come. So I'm going to crack on with this, and then when I've got mainly set up, I'll bring you back. Ooh, yes. I'm sure you'll all be pleased to know that even after that little tidy up, I still haven't found my old GoPro. Yes. Right, the idea is, it's up on the lift. I need to take out the pivot for the back brake. Nice. Then folks, let me just take you out of the hold of holderness, because I can't have a steady camera shot because you're just all not used to it. What I need to get at is, if you can see that bolt there, and that is the bolt for the back brake pedal, which is, it's not completely seized, but it's not returning on its spring, and it's extremely stiff. Ah, those were the days. So you need to get at that bolt. By the looks of it, the exhaust separates here. I might be wrong, but it looks like it does. So the idea is, I'm going to punch those 2 bolts out, and hopefully that will give me access to that one. That's the plan, and you know how my plans go, so I think that's about 12. I don't know if there's a captive nut on the back. Yes, there is. So yes, we need some spanners and we need some socketage. I'll just put you back here. Oh yeah, but I think you need to go up in the world, I think. Let's put you back there. You should. I can't see the screen, but you should be able to see what I'm doing there. Ah, yeah, good luck. Right, here we go then. What have we got? I'm thinking it's a 12. And I'm completely wrong. Well, even be a 13. I'm thinking 14, personally. Yeah, 14's to be. That's a 13. That's really unusual on a... we could call it a Japanese bike. This was more than likely made in the Far East. For like the Malaysian markets and stuff like that. And just while we're under the bike, I need to restore the indicators, but somebody's chopped the wires. And I'm hoping I'll get access up the bottom there. I don't think you can get through the seat because the fuel tank's there. I might be able to get through by removing the rear light. The plugs, the old plugs will be up there because the set of indicators I've got, they've all still got the original wires on, but for now we'll crack on with this. So I'll find the spanners and bring you back. I had the spanner again. Why is it whenever you pick up a spanner there is your donkey? That was tight, like a tiger. Smoking hot. This ain't been off in its life, I doubt. That nut is smoking. Oh, my ring's hot. Probably do better with the socket on the other end as well, actually, wouldn't it? There we go, we're nearly there. Come on, a little bit more. One more. My nut is smoking. I won't be touching it. Right. What's the bolt on? Ginger. Put on some gloves. There. That's better. That's better, boys and girls. Right. One out. That hasn't seen any lubrication in its life. Right, see if we can get this started. Nice bit of flakage. Getting a ring on that. There we go. Woohoo! Ah, the bracket's broke. That's what that is. Well, I've got a welder next door. Can't get on my fucking nut. I can't actually see very well. Okay. Okay. Right. Ah, that's interesting. That's just spinning. And I just snotted everywhere. Right, that's been rounded off. if I loosen that, it'll drop that. I don't think this exhaust is actually in the right place because it's really, really close to the swing arm. So one of the swing arm axle nuts. I think this has been tweaked or dropped at some point because that is really close. That is stupidly close. That's spinning in the breeze. As you can see. So I might have to get mole grips on the back of that. Ooh. Yeah, we'll see. We'll find a solution. And that nut was mullered. That's your festive flatulence. And as you can see, the bracket's fucked anyway. So probably get a new bracket made up. Or just look for another end can. Whatever, there'll be loads about. Right, now I can take that off. Let's put you back in the grandstand view. I know you've got a view of my glove. Right. The only trouble with filming is the camera generally is always in the way. And that should be attached to the motorcycle. See, it wasn't a proper captive nut like welded on, which you'd think they'd do. It's just a shitty one that sits in a shitty rusty bracket. Remind me not to buy a Malaysian car. Right, now I'm wondering, does that separate there? Let's give it a bit of panther piss, because I've got a funny idea. It's going to require some wiggling. Wiggle it just a little bit. Bring it away out. Fucking great view. Push me in the way. Right. You want a coffee? No, thank you. I might be wrong. I really don't want to attempt to loosen the exhaust here, because as you can hear, it's rusty as old bollocks. I'm going to have a think. Oh, there we go. Working back brake now. Managed to break an exhaust bracket, but we can always weld another one on. We've got a working front brake. We've got a full tank of petrol. Still got to fit the rear indicators, because I went down the garage for some petrol. My uncle took me, and we called into our local shopkeep, who's a friend of ours, and he plied me with a large measure of brandy, and I'm afraid to say it's gone straight to my head. So I'm fucking useless now, so I'm just going to tidy up, get the other bike in, and then fuck it for the rest of the day. Have fun, goodbye.